Hi, my name is John Drux. Welcome to my documentary commentary called Change. Something we were promised over 4 years ago by then candidate Obama. Something we haven't seen a whole lot of. In 2008, the voters voted for change, then had a change of heart in 2010, elected the Republicans, Tea Party Republicans, into office, and now for the past 2 years, basically nothing's been done. Back and forth, politics as usual, Democrats against Republicans. The majority of the Republicans want to block everything our Democratic president wants to do because they don't want them to look good. They want America to fail. It's time for the voters to stand up in 2012 and say, enough's enough. I really believe we need a third party. We need to wake up the Democrats and the Republicans saying, we're tired as politics as usual. We voted for change in 2008, and we're going to vote for change again in 2012. And either you're going to start changing, or we'll change you. We'll get rid of you. Change is a series of videos with my ideas, what we could do to make things better. We need to start trying things, and not everything will succeed, but at least we tried. The first few videos talk about the housing market. John Drux is a real estate broker in Fresno, California, and my life has basically been turned upside down by the housing market. I've seen the rise and fall of the real estate market before my very eyes in the epicenter of the housing crisis. If you look at a foreclosure map, Fresno's the epicenter. The surrounding area of Fresno has been just devastated by the housing market. I've done the documentary commentary called The Short Sale of the American Dream. I encourage you to watch it. But again, the first few videos on change talk about the housing market, because the housing market's the backbone of the U.S. economy. We will not see economic recovery until we see a recovery of the housing market. There's other videos. The wars. We need to end all wars now. We need to get out of the Middle East now and become energy independent. These are oil wars. Let's not kid ourselves. While we bring our troops home and become energy independent, we need to secure our borders. We can't have an immigration policy until we secure our borders. We can't have a war on drugs. We can't have a war on terrorism without securing our borders. If the Mexican drug cartel can smuggle tons of marijuana across and under our borders, what makes you think they can't smuggle weapons of mass destruction? We are not fighting these wars to win. Our troops are sitting ducks. If we truly wanted to win these wars, they should have been won in a day or a couple days. Obviously, with all our weapons and our air power, we can win a war if we want to. Obviously, we don't want to win this war. It's because it's about the money. Again, this is a war over oil and money. They use 9/11 as the excuse to start these wars. We've done some good things. We took out some bad people. But now it's time to bring our troops home, end the wars, and become energy independent. Also talks about a public option healthcare system. Obamacare is being heard by the Supreme Court. I can all but guarantee it will be struck down. At least the mandate will be struck down as unconstitutional. The government cannot mandate its people to pay into a corrupt healthcare system. CNBC is going to be having a special on the healthcare fraud in the United States of America. The numbers are staggering. It's corrupt. We need to change. We have presidential candidates. One is the current president, who I still like to support. I think he looks like a decent person, but he promised change, and the people that don't deliver on their promises, quite frankly, don't deserve to be reelected. We have the leading Republican candidate saying corporations are people. He's spending the most money. History says he'll win because he spent the most money. He has money in offshore accounts. He's not even invested in America. What makes you think, as president, he's going to encourage investment in America? He says he likes to fire people. He's saying he's the most electable for jobs, based on jobs, when his career has been going in and cutting jobs, making the corporations more profitable. We have another candidate that wants to make this a religious and moral vote. Separation of church and state is what I say. We have another candidate that wants to put a colony on the moon. I think we need to send him to the moon, if that's what he truly thinks. He also wants to talk about morals and values when he's been censored, penalized, fined for ethic violations while he was in Congress. He wants to talk about morals. He gained popularity when another candidate dropped out because of infidelity, when he was guilty of it a few times. We live in a world of hypocrites. We live in a world where people make promises to get elected and don't deliver. They want to tell the voters what they want to hear. It's time to stop it, and I think it starts with a third party. We need to seriously look at a third party. Put an end to politics as usual. I want to become active in the election of a third party candidate. Whether it be Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party, I just sent a resume to him, or Ron Paul, who's still in the Republican race. Why, I'm not sure. I think it's pretty loud and clear that the Republicans don't want him. Or a person like Dylan Ratigan on MSNBC, the Dylan Ratigan Show, because a lot of the things I talk about on change come from his show. He's trying to change America. America needs change, and change now. We were promised change. We're not getting change. If you ever get tired of listening to John Drucks talk, Listen to the words and the songs done by the featured artist on Change. A kid from Fresno that went to high school with my son. It's my belief we were told over 40 years ago how to live. We didn't listen, and look at the world we live in today. It's time to take care of us. We are on the verge of bankruptcy. We are on the verge of not receiving benefits that we paid into, benefits that the greatest generation is receiving now, but benefits we won't see. And it all comes down to ending the wars, taking care of America, becoming energy independent, fixing the housing market, creating jobs. One of the greatest job killer is health care under an employer-based, corrupt healthcare system. We need a public option healthcare. I have a series of videos on my plan for a public option. It'd be a lot easier to talk about what doesn't need to change in America, because everything needs to be changed. And it's time to start now. It's 2012, an election year. We were promised change over 4 years ago. We're not seeing it. It's time for the voters to stand up and say, we want change. We're changing with or without you. So again, John Drux, LiveCalif.com. Welcome to Change. Have a great day. Excuse me while I turn off my camera, because again, everything you see on this website, I've done myself.